You've been practicing.
It's the boots. They make me quieter.
And this is only going to make you more eager to go on
Emmerin's
sneaking missions.
Sorry. Emmerin's going to scream for the background. Correction, it makes your footsteps quieter.
I'm just gonna
Not
turn.
your gob.
I'm just gonna turn and like be very indignant, and then turn back to Flo and be excited again.
I'm calling this session Fall of the Squid Cart.
Thanks, I hate it.
Wouldn't be. I should just leave it alone.
Do we dare?
So anyway, great start already. So you guys are now still standing mostly in the river. The few of you are off on the bank. Was there anything else you guys wanted to do, needed to do while we are here?
Yeah, we gotta search the cart.
Yes, we do.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, we have to search the what?
The squid cart.
We have to raid the squid cart.
It is time to plunder the squid cart.
Nope.
Just gotta
Let us in.
just gotta dive into the squid cart, you know? Just, you know, head first, right in there. Orlo might need to feel around with his trunk first, you know?
And we got the river there. Natural lubricant.
Yeah.
It's not in the water. It's bad. Don't use it. No. So would anybody like to go ahead and roll perception or investigation? One of the two. Or all of you can if you so choose. But you're going to have to either move into the water or the cart, near the cart, to do so.
Yeah,
I will do so.
I am also doing so.
We do.
Are you staying on the boat, Orlo?
Yeah,
That's a great question.
I'm not leaving Buttonhead behind. That's dangerous. I'm using my trunk to get closer.
Okay, so you move the boat closer. Laya, you also would be moving closer.
I'm gonna go get the other boat.
Yeah, I only rolled a 6 though.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
I see nothing.
Orlo?
I have advantage, so I'm going to roll twice, right?
If you are rolling with smell, you have advantage.
I am going to roll again because I want to sniff before I stick my head in there, even though
That
I'm
sounds good. Go
I'm
ahead.
pretty.
You're gonna sniff before you plunder the squid cart?
Always sniff the squid cart
You gotta
before you
do
plunder
it.
it.
You gotta do a smell check. You know, 11 was the high roll.
Okay. So you can definitely smell the decomposing wood, the some of the like algae and things that are kind of
Decomposing wood in the squid cart. Oh.
building up on the sets. Is this the session where everyone dies? Is this it? But as far as anything else, it's a freshwater river, and there's not much else that you can smell, other than you could probably smell the tentacle hentai monster behind you, as it's kind of sitting out of the water now.
So what do I find with a nat 20?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh. I guess I'll just go fuck myself then.
My heart.
And then you said you were getting the boat and then also going closer,
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
What are you tying the boat off to the cart and getting in the cart? What's your situation there, Flo?
I think I'm just going to do the same thing we did before, just maroon it like halfway up on land and then make my way to the cart.
Okay, so you're just going to move it downriver a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's go.
Orlo, are you also going to be assisting in the exploration of the squid cart?
I mean, if it seems safe for me to step in without going through any decomposing wood, I think, yeah, I'm down.
There's definitely some spots you would feel comfortable standing on for
Okay,
sure.
I'll just like gently go in. As gentle as a giant elephant can.
So as you two are kind of rooting around, Orlo would probably be moving some of the wood and algae and debris kind of out of the way while you were taking a look through everything flow. And you would notice that there was some like it looks like maybe like sacks of grain or something like that. And there's also just a small lockbox, probably like a couple inches tall by about a couple inches wide. Not anything huge, but it looks like it would something that would catch your eye for sure.
I shall pick it up, and I assume it is locked, or has that deteriorated any?
It certainly is locked.
Okay.
It does not immediately open.
Okay.
But other than that, it looks like, for the most part, everything that is in here is some type of food, or was at least at one point that it was just traveling, maybe a trade cart or something of the like.
Okay. So I'm going to pick up that lockbox, and I'm going to look at Orlo.
So, which one of us do you think will be able to open this?
Well,
I have some thieves' tools.
I do too.
my suggestion was going to be fists, but I think that's much more elegant.
So we're gonna go with Laya then.
I think so.
Loxodon's deep in this group, I see.
Okay, I'll try to open the thing.
Okay.
I can give you a hand with that too, so you could maybe go advantage with it.
So go ahead and give me a flat dexterity check with the assistance of Emmerin. You can go ahead and roll with advantage.
$24.
So as you're kind of trying to manipulate this small lockbox, it's definitely more of a challenge than you expected. The inner mechanisms have certainly been sitting in water for some time. The wood and the metal are kind of rusting and swollen a little bit more than they should be. But after a few minutes pass, you can kind of finesse your way through it, and you hear the clink as the lock rolls open.
Also, I just realized that I accidentally did a dexterity saving throw. Do you want me to reroll?
What's your modifier difference? You should actually probably have a higher dex modifier, so...
No, I do not, actually. It's 3 when my dex save mod is 6.
Oh, that's fine.
21.
Used to that be 21, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Okay, so what's in the box?
I don't know. You haven't opened it.
Can I open the box?
Certainly.
Just watched 7, so that's a new joke to her.
I just watched it for the first time.
So as you kind of just creak open this box, it looks like the first thing you see was just like a piece of parchment kind of sitting on top of everything, kind of folded in like like an index card or something would be, kind of like on top of everything. But it looks like it's kind of starting to deteriorate. The wood definitely did not keep the water out of this box, but it's sitting on top of everything. And as you slide this piece of parchment off, you can see that there's a couple of coins in here, a small brooch, like for a cloak, and just a few like bits and bobs, like trinkets, things like the thimbles, that was the word, like little things like that, but nothing of super high value. There's probably about 4 gold and like 20 silver in there, actual coins, and like I said, this small brooch that looks to be made out of maybe silver or something of the like.
Well, this might fetch a price. And I'll like hold up the brooch.
Any chance of reading the parchment that was on top there? Getting any words off it?
You can definitely see some text on it. It is very worn off. The ink is mostly gone. Just here and there words, like just basic sentence words. Like you wouldn't be able to find anything particularly notable.
Right.
You actually probably, though, Emmerin, this would be something you would probably be a little bit more familiar with. It looks like it could potentially be some type of like delivery order. This is the way that it is laid out is a normal format for what that would be for you.
Okay.
So it could be something you would notice.
And is there anything on the brooch, like any carvings or symbols or anything like that?
The brooch itself is like it's a small leaf, and then it has a small green gemstone inlaid in it.
Yeah, so Emmerin will kind of look over your shoulder and he goes, it looks like a delivery invoice. I don't know what the brooch is, but it was meant to go somewhere to somebody. But I say finders keepers.
I agree.
Speaking of a leaf inlaid thing, didn't we find a cloak with some nice gold leaf inlay in it?
I was thinking about that cloak. I was like, we don't know
You
what
did.
that cloak does.
All right, next time we sit down, so I'm going to just kind of look at it. It goes, looks like it might be a match for something like the cloak. Speaking of which, we should have a look at that next time we sit down.
I also want to take a look at those boots that we found too. I don't know what they do or if they do anything.
Maybe this would be a good moment to do so before we find ourselves in another similar situation.
Aye. Let's just stay away from the water, as it were.
So it's probably getting to be later afternoon at this point, probably around 4 o'clock ish. And you guys can definitely pull your boats a little bit out of the water. And if you are interested in just taking a short rest, or if you guys want to like look at making a camp here for the night.
Looking at our maps, how far away are we? Relatively.
You probably have about a little bit over a day's travel, like maybe a day and a quarter, down to Barisa.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but after that fight, I'm feeling a little bit fatigued.
Aye, as am I. A quick rest wouldn't be the worst idea.
I agree. You were over on the shore, is there any spots out there that you noticed where we might be able to make camp?
I can go take a look.
I'll come with you.
Go ahead and you two give me either perception or nature checks.
18.
I used all my searching to find a locked box. Yeah, I got a 5.
Okay. Between the two of you, you can definitely scout out a pretty solid place that is not too far away, but it sits up a little bit higher, so it would keep you out of any danger of flooding, things like that.
I just use my trunk to take the boat closer to the shore, pull it, get out of the boat, and like pull it up on the land so it doesn't go anywhere. Go to wherever Flo and Emmerin are.
Okay, so you pull both the boats up out of the water. Laya, what are you working on right now? Anything?
I guess I'll just be like putting that stuff into my backpack, and then I'm gonna just like chat with Buttonhead and tell him what a good job he did.
Sounds good. So you guys are going to make some sort of camp. So if you would go ahead and give me a survival check for all of you.
13.
21?
15.
8. I'm gonna reload my page.
So you guys spend about an hour kind of scrounging around, getting some stuff for fire and getting some sleeping spots set up. So it's about coming up to be about 5:30, 6 o'clock now. And the sun's definitely starting to go down at this point, but you still have a pretty good amount of light.
Overnight, while we were sitting by the fire, I want to like study the map of the river just to see if there's anything noted on the map for like the rest of the way down, whether that's like waterfalls or rocks or rapids or anything like that. See if there's like anything special noted.
For sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as well.
Smart.
Maybe not a smart.
And
8.
the best part is elephants never forget.
Good thing he's not an elephant.
A kill.
So yeah, you definitely spend some time kind of looking over the map, and there are a few features noted. It doesn't look like anything too serious. Probably just some sort of like rough water, some not quite rapids, but something of the like. And then just a few other places where like bridges or something like that would cross, or just lower land potentially.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then you guys said that you wanted to look at the stuff you had found.
Mhm.
So who is going to be doing that?
I'll put the boots on.
You're just going to put them on?
I'll hang out with the cloak if you'll let poor Emmerin.
I hand him the
Poor
cloak.
Emmerin.
I hand him the cloak magnanimously.
Aye, thank you. I'll do it very in sight of you all, so there's no shenanigans.
So when it comes to things like this, none of you know Identify, do you?
No.
Oh.
So the way that I handle things like this, I use an older mechanic. It's called Appraise. It is an intelligence roll. And what this basically will do is you will look at it, kind of go over it. You can tell that it is magical to an extent. And if you so choose, you can equip that item and you will gain the effects of it. But you may not know the full extent of that item. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Sounds like a trap.
It sure can be.
That sounds like a DM who works often with cursed items. I'm just saying.
So, Emmerin and Laya, if you would like to go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Not a saving throw.
Not a saving throw.
Oh, fuck. 4. I guess I will never identify this cloak of Elvenkind.
9.
So as you are looking at these items, they're very fancy, they're very nice, but you're not 100% positive that they have any magical nature to them. Other than the fact that I basically just told you that they do. But that's not the point.
That's meta. We don't do that here.
The players know, the characters do not.
You said that they're fancy, like they look pretty.
Yes. So did I explain the boots and the cloak to you before? I don't remember if I did.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember what you said about the boots because I didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So the boots, they're soft gray leather boots. They have dark leather cordage for like laces. They look very similar to like moccasins of a sort, like high moccasins. And you can see that when you're kind of looking over them, that it looks like there might be something written on the soles of them, but you can't always see it.
That's right. I do remember that now. I'm just gonna be like, well, these are quite nice, and I'm just gonna put them on. I want to look pretty.
And then Emmerin, you have the cloak. As you made that note earlier, it does look like a very similar stylization to the cloak that you're wearing. Excuse me, to the cloak that you're holding, that brooch is.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So it is something that you brought up, so I wanted to make sure. It does look very similar in style.
So having take that note, who has the brooch? Laya?
Yeah, I do. But when you're examining it, I'll just like hand it to you and be like, well, you've got to complete the look.
Hi, very kind. I thought there might be a set, so we'll just have a look at it. So I'd like to, I'll toss it around and like seal all the cloak closed with the brooch.
So as you kind of clip this cloak together, and are you putting it on or just doing it like in your lap?
No, I'll cloak. Or as I see her put on the boots, I'll kind of like smirk a little bit and like, being fancy, are we? And just throw the cloak around my shoulders.
Gotcha. So as you kind of seal it, you can definitely feel the change while like 'cause you throw it over your shoulders, and then when you clasp it with that brooch, you can definitely feel that something has changed.
Very good.
Do I feel anything?
Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
At the moment, you do not.
I'm gonna like stand up and kind of like look down and like admire the shoes and like walk around a little bit to see how they feel.
So as you're kind of prancing around a little bit, you'll notice that every now and then, as you're kind of thinking about it, you will almost stop making sound as you are walking.
Sneaky boots.
Cute sneaky boots. Stylish sneaky boots. You might even
Fancy.
say they're sneakers.
No. I would not.
Burn.
Yeah. So, Flo, while all of this is going on, what would you be working on or doing?
We set up camp fully, right?
Yes, like as you guys are kind of spending time, you're getting everything just organized and laid out. So you definitely are doing that over time.
I suppose I would probably be checking the area to see if there's any kind of tracks or anything that suggests that there's any wildlife that we may need to look out for.
Give me either a survival or nature check, please.
And it's a 9.
You can definitely see some tracks that animals have left. It looks like they're older. It doesn't look like anything super recent, but
Okay.
that's about all you can see here.
Okay. Once I'm satisfied with that, I'm just gonna go just head back to camp and meditate.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna like excitedly like test out these boots. Like I'm gonna wait until Flo seems like deep in his meditation. And I'm gonna try to sneak up behind him and be like, boo!
Wow.
Flo, or sorry,
Mhm.
you said you're gonna sneak up on
Flo.
on Flo. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure. I thought that's what you had said. So Flo, you do not hear Laya. I assume that you would be kind of doing things and not really paying attention to her specifically. But I doubt that you would be particularly startled just being of your nature.
Right.
So you may handle that as you feel fit.
Does she actually get the jump on me?
You definitely would not hear her, so she would definitely have snuck up on you to an extent.
And I'm just gonna turn.
You've been practicing.
It's the boots. They make me quieter.
And this is only going to make you more eager to go on
Emmerin's going to
sneaking
scream for the back.
missions.
Sorry. Emmerin's going to scream for the background. Correction, it makes your footsteps quieter.
I'm just gonna
Not
turn
your gob.
I'm just gonna turn and like be very indignant and then turn back to Flo and be excited again.
Like the idea is a change, like you turn around and you just give me like this demon face and then turn back around and you're just normal looking at Flo again.
Yes.
Are you going to keep the cloak on for now, Emmerin?
Is it a cold night?
It's not
Yes.
particularly cold, but yes.
But yes. Didn't matter what you were going to answer. I was just being a shithead.
Shocker.
Orlo isn't the only troublemaker anymore.
I don't know what makes you think you were the only troublemaker. Don't forget that great prank I pulled on you when you were high, when I transformed into a Loxodon.
There's different levels of troublemaking.
Duck, the necklace that I have, can I charge that before I take the long rest and then just recover the health?
Sure can.
Okay, so can I charge it just once per long rest?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that. So, and I'm gonna do it in full eye shot of Orlo as well. I'm just gonna take this. So I'm gonna take this necklace out of my pocket, and it's kind of this like small glass vial with a small prick on the end, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna look Orlo right in the eye, and I'm gonna jab this thing into my neck, and it's gonna start to fill with blood on the inside of the vial.
Yeah. I've just been.
Ow.
Oh,
Somewhere Elmo was just screaming violence.
We woke up today and chose chaos. We really did.
oh, we really did. Oh my god. So I've just been studying the map, and as like I feel Emmerin's eyes on me, I just like kind of like look up at right at the moment as he like sticks that in his neck. And
Oh, the
I'm like,
penetration, you might say.
damn it. God damn it. And Orlo's eyes just get just as wide as they possibly can, and I just like basically petrified and can't move until it's over, and then just like kind of like shake it off a little bit and then just go back to looking at the map.
All right, cool. So I'll note that I have one charge in that thing.
Once I've had this conversation with Flo, I'll head back over to my stuff, and I'm just gonna pull out my. Oh, were you not done with me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you.
What else have you tried in those boots?
Well, nothing yet.
You should probably put them through their paces. Try jumping, running, everything. You don't want to attempt something in the heat of the moment, and it only pertains to walking slowly.
Oh, that's smart. And I'll just like run off to start practicing.
I'm just gonna stare after her and then just chuckle and go back to meditating.
So, Laya, are you just kind of sprinting off on into the woods?
No. I'm just gonna like run like over to the edge of camp where I won't potentially be bothering anybody, and like jump around and try different things.
Gotcha. So you just run off into the corner and you're kind of just jumping around. Orlo being sitting there watching Emmerin stab himself in the neck, then looking over at you, just jumping around, doing random things in a corner of the camp, while studying his map.
I once again check my pouch, my little pamphlet of powder, just to make sure it's still the same amount as the last time I looked, which it is. I just shake my head and put it away.
After a while, Emmerin will look at Laya and kind of, shift around in his cloak a little bit and go, say, Laya, would you mind if I asked you a question?
Oh, sure.
Where did you learn to fight like that?
Oh, well, back home, I kind of had to take like fencing lessons and things like that. In case you can't tell this about me, I was raised in a well-to-do family.
You don't say.
I know, it's crazy.
So, just for your character's perspective, you grew up just with the fencing style thing? Is that what your rogue is? A fencer?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Okay. So I recognize some of the moves, the same things you pick up when you're on the streets. However, do you have a certain finesse that you don't get through figuring it out on your own, as it were? I was just curious.
And I'll just like blush a little and do a nice curtsy.
Okay, nobility.
And then I'll just go back to like jumping and doing whatever.
Also, Orlo, did you want to look more at that bag that while you were kind of sitting here? I remembered you also got that.
The bag of holding, or the other.
Yeah, the one that you tried to put Buttonhead in.
I thought Flo picked that up.
The bag of holding, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, you got that.
I chucked it away. I didn't want any part of it.
Sorry, I got confused on which one of you was carrying.
I should check that out. Yeah.
So if you do, go ahead and just give me a straight intelligence.
Intelligence. Please be nice. I said please. Okay, that's a 9.
So you take a look at it, and you obviously already know that it is magical in nature. You kind of give it a once over. It looks a little bit different than what you might expect. Like you've heard of bags of holding, you kind of know what they are. This one doesn't seem to be quite the same thing, but it seems to work in the same fashion. But as of right now, you're not 100% positive why that is.
Okay.
Anything else?
I know we put the swords and some other stuff in there.
Correct.
I'd like to take those items out and then reach in and see if there's anything else. 'Cause I don't think we gave it the what's what and shook it or searched it further.
So you take out the couple of things that you guys had stored in there, and then you give it a little bit of a shake, and nothing seems to come out when you do that.
Okay. And putting my hand in, does my hand, does it feel like I'm reaching into nothingness, or am I reaching the bottom of the bag?
You don't feel the bottom of the bag. You definitely can feel. You feel like your hand is more in a void than it is inside of the bag.
Okay. I'm just gonna take note of that and then store everything back inside. And put the bag beside me. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do right now.
And while I'm doing all these jumps and stuff, do I notice that like running and jumping, it still is being quiet?
Yes. So the more you kind of are wearing them, the more you feel comfortable with the way that they are working. Do you just stay right by like the side of the camp?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely tell that as you wear them, you can consistently move without making a sound.
Cool.
Because I want to test this out. I want to test my theory here. While they're all at a moment that I notice that everybody is watching her dance around, I'm just gonna kind of like disappear into the forest.
Okay. So, are you trying to do this without people noticing?
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll stealth, and then Orlo and Flo both go ahead and roll perception.
Because of what I think
guarantee
this item
that.
is, can I use that aspect of it, or no, not yet?
You can try, yeah.
I got a 19.
What were you saying to me? I'm sorry.
You would definitely be focused on what you were doing, so you don't have to roll anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I got a 21.
I got a 16. That's just a straight roll, though.
So both Orlo and Flo, you see Emmerin just take off into the woods.
I'm just going to look at Orlo,
Uh-huh.
just like slightly turn my head and look at him.
I just like shrug and shake my head like what is going on? Like I'm literally watching. Okay, like let's set the stage for a second here. Laya is over jumping and leaping and bounding and rolling and running and walking slowly. Emmerin is stabbing himself in the neck and then eventually like cloaking himself and just running off mad into the forest. And Flo is sticking his hand into the bag of holding and just letting it disappear. I am the only one being normal right now. And honestly, I feel left out.
What's Buttonhead doing?
He would probably just be sitting on the ground, just kicking his little feet.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Emmerin running into the forest. All I heard, I am the night. Just
Where are the drugs?
Orlo has them.
Orlo has them.
Orlo does have them.
So is there anything else anybody wants to do this evening before we go ahead and talk about the actual resting part of the night?
how late is it?
By this point, it's probably about 9 o'clock in the evening. It's finally dark out.
Could probably do 20 minutes of horse stance punches with Buttonhead. Maybe 15. We'll go with 10 and see how he's feeling. We'll go with 10.
So considerate.
And while they're doing that, I'm gonna sit down and like pull out my journal and just be writing.
At this point, I just take the powder out and I just, screw it. And I take out a little cup with some water and I pour some of the powder in and I just throw it back and just kind of lay down and start looking into the stars.
They get all nice and swirly after a little while. But so Flo, you go ahead and you work with Buttonhead. After a few minutes, he gets pretty exhausted and you can definitely tell, but he tries real hard.
That's all that matters. We'll build his stamina. We'll build his stamina.
Do you guys want to do watches this evening?
I'm not doing any watches. The only thing I'm watching is the stars.
I technically am always watching.
Yes, I just meant, does anybody else want to do watching?
Yeah, I'll do maybe the last watch. I'm just gonna sit in the woods and then watch.
Gotcha. So Flo and Emmerin, go ahead and both give me perception checks, please.
22.
Always watching Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Never fails.
It's great.
Shut up. Don't
All right,
tell
I got
my
an 8.
secrets.
So Flo, you have a lot on your mind right now. So you're definitely awake for the first watch, but you're not super aware of what's going on around you. You're very deep in thought.
This is very true.
You don't notice anything immediately dangerous. Nothing comes close enough to really make you cognizant or aware that it's there. So as the rest of your watch kind of goes through, nothing really happens. And then Emmerin, you guys wake up. You wake up. Flo just kind of nudges you to make sure you're awake, and you go ahead and you sit up and you're looking around. Is there anything in particular that you want to do while you're awake?
I'll patrol the perimeter a couple of times, just particularly if there are any wooded areas, just kind of get a sense of what's going on there, check out the horizon, and then we'll come back. And when I'm convinced that we're good, there's nothing around, I'll sit down and kind of just go through the basics of my ritual. I'm not exactly going to go full full blood talk here, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you spend some time. You do a little bit of patrolling. You do start to hear some noises. Just kind of some cracking, some movement throughout the woods. This wouldn't be anything to startle you at first. It seems kind of far away. Every now and then you'll hear something as it kind of might be moving a little bit closer. You pay a little bit more attention to it, but overall it sounds like maybe just some animal movement, something like that. It does get closer to you than you would maybe particularly want it to, but it never comes close enough for you to see.
Okay.
So the night kind of moves on uneventfully as the early morning starts to kind of roll in. It gets a little foggy and hazy, especially where you guys are sitting a little bit further down, closer to the water. And the sun kind of crests up over in the morning, and it's actually a very nice morning. It's warmer than it has been the last couple of days, and it feels pretty good.